be me. Cole, 26. Captain of the Seawolf. A 65-foot research vessel that maps ocean currents and studies marine life. My life is saltwater. Navigation charts, diesel engines, and a crew of 5 salty sailors who don't know when to stop drinking. I grew up in this port town. Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Population 21,000. Half of them fishermen. My father was a lobsterman. My grandfather was a lobsterman. And I was supposed to be a lobsterman, but I got seasick on lobster boats. Something about the constant circling, the smell of bait, the diesel fumes. So I went a different route, oceanography. Research vessels, deep water mapping, still on the water, just not pulling traps. In high school, I was not the guy you'd expect to become a captain. I was skravny, 5 feet 8 inches, maybe 130 pounds soaking wet. I wore glasses that were too big for my face. I carried a notebook everywhere because I liked to sketch ships. My nickname was Dried Squid, courtesy of Tatum Reed. She was the queen of Portsmouth High, captain of the swim team, homecoming queen, and the most terrifying girl I'd ever met. She was tall and athletic, with sun-bleached hair and a laugh that could fill a gymnasium. She called me Dried Squid because I was pale and thin and, according to her, looked like something that washed up on the beach after a storm. She once locked me in the emergency equipment locker near the gym. I was there for 3 hours. I missed a math test. I got detention for being late. She laughed when she heard about it. The squid got caught in a net. There were other incidents. The time she accidentally knocked my lunch tray out of my hands in the cafeteria. The time she drew a squid on my locker in permanent marker. It stayed there for 2 years. The time she convinced the entire swim team to chant dried squid," during a pep rally while I was trying to give a presentation about marine biology. I stood there frozen while 800 kids chanted my humiliation. I didn't cry, but I wanted to. I haven't thought about her in years. Well, that's a lie. I've thought about her plenty, but I've processed it. The sea has a way of putting things in perspective. When you've stared down a force 8 gale, when you've pulled a crewmate from the water, when you've watched the sun rise over an empty horizon, high school bullies seem small, distant, like a storm you weathered a long time ago. Now I'm standing on the deck of my ship. The Seawolf is a beauty, 65 feet, twin diesel engines, state-of-the-art sonar, a galley that's too small, and a wheelhouse that's just right. She's not the biggest ship in the harbor, but she's mine. I worked 10 years to get here. Deckhand on a fishing trawler at 16. First mate on a cargo ship at 20. Navigator on a research vessel at 23. Finally captain at 26. I've earned every inch of this wheelhouse. My current mechanic just quit. A guy named Rix, 60 years old. Good with engines. Terrible with people. He said he was tired of the sea and wanted to grow tomatoes in Vermont. I don't know what that means. I paid him what I owed and wished him luck. Now I need a new mechanic by Friday, or we can't sail for the next expedition. The Seawolf has a contract with the University of New Hampshire. We're supposed to spend 3 weeks mapping the Gulf of Maine, collecting water samples, and tracking whale migrations. It's good money. I can't afford to miss it. I'm in the wheelhouse reviewing applications when Giddy sticks his head in. Giddy is my first mate. 55 years old, bearded like a Brillo pad, and has been sailing since before I was born. He's seen everything and isn't impressed by any of it. Captain, someone hear about the mechanic job. Send them up. She's already on deck. Said she wanted to inspect the engines first. She's down in the engine room right now. Wildest. I go down to the engine room. It's hot. Noisu. Smells like oil and metal. And there, bent over the port engine with a wrench in her hand, is a woman I never expected to see again. The fuel filter needs replacing. It's been on there too long. And your timing belt is loose? When was the last time you had a full engine service? 3 months ago. Whoever did it missed the belt. I can fix it. I can fix all of it. This engine is good, but it's been neglected. She stands up, wipes her hands on a rag, turns to face me, and I freeze. Datum. Yeah. Do I know? She stops. Her eyes widen. Cole. Cole the dried squid. Captain Cole now. But yes, the same dried squid. You're the captain. You're applying to be my mechanic? I'm the best mechanic in the harbor. I've worked on 12 different vessels in the past 5 years. I can strip an engine and rebuild it in a day. I know every bolt, every gasket, every weight. She stops. You're the captain of this ship. The Seawolf. This is your ship. Yes. You own it? I do. And you're interviewing me? I am. She stares at me. I stare at her. The engine hums between us. Are you going to hold it against me? High school. Are you going to lock me in any more equipment lockers? That was 1 time. It was 3 times. I counted. The gym locker. The equipment shed by the football field. And the supply closet in the science wing. 3 times. Right, I forgot about the science wing. I didn't. I missed a chemistry lab. Mrs. Patterson gave me detention. You laughed about it in the hallway. I? Yeah. I did. The silence stretches. I need a mechanic. Isai? You're qualified. Your references are excellent. The job is yours if you want it. But on this ship, I'm the captain. What I say goes. No arguments. No pranks. If no locking anyone in anything. Understood. Understood. Captain. Good. You start tomorrow. We sail at 0600. She nods. Turns to leave. Pauses at the engine room door. Cole? Yes. You grew up. So did you? Apparently. Is that a compliment? It's an observation. Same thing you used to say to me. I remember. I was mean. You were. But that was 10 years ago. Let's see who you are now. The Seawolf is a working vessel. It smells like diesel and salt and the faint mustiness of wet rope that never quite dries. The crew is small but capable. Gitty. First mate. Grizzled and grumpy but loyal to the bone. Marco and Paulo. Deckhands. Brothers from Brazil who barely speak English but understand the sea better than anyone. And now Tatum is down in the engine room, covered in grease. We're 2 days out of port when the first problem arises. I'm on the bridge checking the navigation charts. The port engine starts making a knocking sound. Rhythmic. Metallic. Wrong. I grab the intercom. Datum. What's that noise? Which noise? The knocking in the port engine. It sounds like someone's hitting it with a hammer. That's the fuel injector. The number 3 cylinder. It's slightly misaligned. I noticed it this morning. How long will it take to fix it? An hour. Maybe 2. I need to take apart the housing, realign the injector, and put it back together. It's delicate work. That's too long. We're on a schedule. The university is expecting us at the survey point by tomorrow. You want it fast. Or you want it, right? I pause. Gitti. Standing beside me. Raises an eyebrow. She's got a point? Captain, I know she's got a point. That's what makes it annoying. I press the intercom. Right. Do it right. Ah, yeah? Captain, I hear the faint sound of her wrench clanging against metal and something else. Humming. She's humming while she works. Some old sea shanty. Leave her. Johnny? That I taught the crew last year. Jitty chuckles. She knows the songs. She's been on ships before. Ah, yeah. But she knows our songs. That one you taught us last month. I noticed. I try not to think about it. Meals on the Seawolf are communal. We eat in the galley. A cramped space with a table that seats 6 and a stove that's older than me. Paolo does most of the cooking. He's surprisingly good with fish. Marco does the dishes. He's terrible at it. But he tries. Tatum joins us for dinner on her 3rd night. She's still in her coveralls. Grease on her cheek. Hair escaping its braid. You look like you fought an engine and lost. Marco says, I fought an engine and won. The grease is a trophy. What was wrong with it? Nothing now. I replaced the fuel filter, tightened the timing belt, and cleaned the injectors. This engine will run better than it has in years. That's impressive. I admit, I know, I'm the best. Humble. 2. I'm honest. There's a difference. She helps herself to the fish stew, takes a bite. Her eyes widen. This is really good. Paolo made it. Isai. He's our unofficial chef. It's just fish. Paolo says, embarrassed, it's not just fish. It's perfectly seasoned. The broth is rich. There's something. Is that saffron? My grandmother's recipe. She was from Lisbon. It's incredible. Paolo beams. Tatum turns to me. You have a good crew. Captain, I know. I hired them. Except me. You almost didn't hire me. You almost didn't apply. You didn't know I was the captain. Would you have applied if you'd known who I was? Honestly? I don't know. Honesty. I appreciate that. She finishes her stew. Stands up. I should get back to the engine room. I want to check the starboard compression before we hit rough water. We're not expecting rough water. The barometer's dropping. I noticed this afternoon. Storm's coming. I know. I saw it. 2. Then you know I'm right. I know you're observant. There's a difference. She almost smiles. Good night. Captain. Good night. Mechanics. It hits on day 5. The sky turns black faster than I've ever seen. 1 minute, it's clear. The next it's like someone dumped ink across the horizon. The wind picks up, the waves start building, and the Seawolf begins to pitch and roll like a toy in a bathtub. Giddy checks the barometer. His face goes grim. Pressure's dropping fast. Captain, 980 millibars and falling. This is going to be bad. How bad? Force 8. Maybe 9. Gusts up to 60 knots. Secure everything on deck. Get the crew in life vests. I want everyone ready for the worst. Ah, yeah. Captain. The storm hits like a fist. Waves crash over the bow. The ship pitches at a 30-degree angle. The wind screams through the rigging. I'm on the bridge. Hands on the wheel. Fighting to keep us heading into the waves. If we turn broadside, we capsize. If we capsize, the simple physics. Giddy is beside me, calling out headings. Marco and Paolo are in the galley securing loose equipment. Tatum is in the engine room, keeping the diesels running. Then, I hear it. A crash from the stern. Metal on metal. Loud enough to cut through the storm. Giddy? What was that? He looks out the rear window. His face goes pale. The spare anchor? It broke loose from its housing. It's sliding across the deck. It weighs 200 pounds. If it goes over the side, it'll take the railing with it. Maybe part of the hull. Someone needs to secure it. I see a figure on the deck. It's Tatum. She's crawling toward the anchor. Rope in hunt. waves breaking over her every few seconds. She's already soaked, already struggling. But she's moving. Tatum. Get back inside. That's an order. She doesn't listen. She reaches the anchor, starts tying it down. A wave hits her. Massive. Cold. Merciless. She loses her grip. Slides toward the edge. Toward the water. I don't think. I just move. I'm on the deck. Grabbing her arm. Pulling her back. The anchor is secured. She got the rope around it before the wave hit. She's soaking wet. Gasping. Shivering. But alive. What the hell were you thinking? The anchor was going over. We'd lose the railing. Maybe the hull. You know what that would mean? You could have gone over. You could have died. But I didn't. You caught me. We're both on the deck. Water crashing around us. The storm still raging. She looks at me. Her eyes are wide. Scared. But fierce. You came for me. You're my crew. That's it. That's everything. Now get inside before I throw you overboard myself. The storm passes around midnight. The sky clears. The waves settle. And the Seawolf limps toward calmer waters. We're battered but afloat. The spare anchor is secured. The railing is intact. The hull is undamaged. We were lucky. Very, very lucky. Tatum is in the galley. Wrapped in a wool blanket. Holding a mug of coffee. Her hair is still damp. Her hands are still shaking slightly. You disobeyed a direct order? Eyesight. Sitting down across from her, you said to stay inside. The anchor was going over the side. I made a call. It was a stupid call. It was the right call. And you know it. If that anchor had gone over, it could have punched a hole in the hull. We'd be at the bottom of the Gulf of Maine right now. That doesn't make it less stupid. It makes it exactly what it is. I saved the ship. You saved me. We're even. She sips her coffee. You know, in high school, I thought you were weak. Skravny. Scared of everything. I was scared of you. You were terrifying. I know. I was terrible. I was the worst kind of person. I took my own pain, and I aimed it at you because you were an easy target. You never fought back. You never told anyone. You just took it. What was I supposed to do? Hit you? I was half your size. You could have told a teacher. Told your parents. I didn't want to be a snitch. And I didn't want to give you the satisfaction of knowing you'd gotten to me. But I did get to you. Yes, you did. For years. The silence stretches. I'm not asking for forgiveness. She says quietly, I know, but you have it anyway. Why? Because the sea doesn't care about high school. And neither do I. Not anymore. When you're out here fighting storms, trying to stay alive, the past feels small. You proved yourself today. You risk your life for this ship. That matters more than anything you did when you were 16. She looks at me for a long moment. You really changed. So did you? Is that a compliment? It's an observation. Same thing you used to say to me. I was Suka. You were, but you're not anymore. That's what matters. We anchor in a sheltered cove off the coast of Maine. The rest of the crew takes the dinghy ashore. They want to stretch their legs. Fin de bain. Drink something that isn't ship coffee. I stay on board. Tatum stays. 2. You're not going ashore. I don't like bars. Too loud. Too many people. Same. Plus. I want to check the starboard engine. The compression was off before the storm. You already checked it. I want to check it again. I'm thorough. I find her on the bow that evening. She's sitting cross-legged, looking up at the stars. The sky is clear. The water is calm. The air is cool and salty. Can't sleep. Never can. Not after a storm. My brain keeps replaying it. The waves. The wind. The anchor. Me neither. I keep thinking about you sliding toward the edge. You caught me. Barely. Barely counts. She scoots over. Making room. I sit beside her. I used to hate you. I say? I know. I used to dream about confronting you. Telling you off. Making you feel as small as you made me feel? I had whole speeches prepared. I rehearsed them in the mirror. What stopped you? The sea. It's hard to hold on to anger when you're fighting for your life against something that doesn't care if you live or die. It puts things in perspective. High school feels like a different lifetime. A different person. You are a different person. You're not the scrawny kid I bullied. And you're not the bully who made my life hell. I was angry. Too. You know, in high school, my parents were divorcing. Messu. Ugly. Lots of lawyers. My dad was drinking. He'd disappear for days. Then come home and smash things. I felt powerless at home. So I tried to feel powerful at school. I picked on you because you were an easy target. It wasn't about you. It was about me. I was drowning. And I didn't know how to ask for help. I didn't know any of that. No one did. I was good at hiding it. Still, you don't have to hide it from me. She turns to face me. Cole, I don't want to be the person I was. I've spent 10 years trying not to be her. Therapy. Self-help books. Long nights staring at the ceiling, wondering if I'd ever feel like I deserve to be happy. Do you feel like you deserve it? Some days. Not always. But more than I used to. That's progress. She leans in and kisses me. I'm surprised, but I don't pull away. Her lips are soft. Salty from the sea air. Datum. Is this okay? Yes. But why? Because you saved my life. Because you're not the scrawny kid I bullied. Because you're kind and brave. And you drive me insane with your Captain knows best attitude. Captain does know best. Se insane. Absolutely infuriating. You're not exactly easy to deal with either. You argue with every order I give. Only the stupid ones. There are no stupid orders. The one about the engine timing was stupid. That was a legitimate safety concern. It was a legitimate waste of time. I kiss her back. She responds immediately. Her hands are in my hair. My hands are on her waist. We shouldn't be doing this. She murmurs. Probably not. You're my captain. You're my mechanic. This is a terrible idea. Absolutely terrible. I'm going to keep doing it anyway. Me? Too. We move to my cabin. It's small. A bunk. A desk. A porthole looking out at the stars. It's not romantic. But it's ours. It's not rushed. It's deliberated. Two people who've been circling each other for weeks. Months. Years. Finally colliding. I learn her body. The scar on her shoulder from a fishing accident. I was 19. Working on a trawler. A hook went through. Hurt like hell. I finished the job before getting stitches. The captain said I was tough as nails. He was an old guy. Smoked a pipe. Reminded me of my grandfather. The calluses on her hands from years of engine work. These are my credentials. Every scar. Every callus. This is who I am. The small tattoo on her hip. An anchor. I got it when I turned 21. It's for stability. For staying grounded, even when everything else is chaos. The way she gasps when I touch her just right. Like she's been holding her breath for years. You're very gentle for a captain. She murmurs, I'm gentle when it matters. Firm when it doesn't. That's really attractive. I know. And humble. I'm honest. There's a difference. Afterward, she lies on my chest. the ship rocking gently beneath us. The stars visible through the porthole. This doesn't mean I'm going to stop arguing with you. She says, I'd be disappointed if you did. Good. Because your navigation yesterday was off by 2 degrees. It was not. It was. I checked the charts. You plotted a course that was 2 degrees south of optimal. We burned extra fuel. You went through my charts. I'm the mechanic. I go everywhere. I check everything. It's my job. It's insubordination. It's thoroughness. There's a difference. That's my line. I'm borrowing it. A month passes. We've completed the university contract, collected our data, and returned to Portsmouth. The crew has scattered. Giddy to his wife. Marco and Paolo to their apartment in town. Tatum has been acting strange all day. Quiet. Distracted. Not arguing with me about the engine timing or the navigation or the food supplies. I find her on the dock, sitting on a piling, staring at the water. She's wearing civilian clothes. Weens. A sweater. No coveralls. She looks different. Vulnerable. Tatum. What's wrong? Nothing. Everything. I need to tell you something. You're scaring me. I'm pregnant. The words hang in the salt air. The gulls cry overhead. A fishing boat horns in the distance. You're pregnant. I took 3 tests. All positive. I went to a doctor this morning to confirm. I'm about 6 weeks along. I know. We were careful. Apparently not careful enough. I'm sorry. I didn't plan this. I didn't. Stop. Stop apologizing. I sit down on the piling beside her. What do you want to do? I want to keep it. I've thought about it all day. All week. Really, since I started suspecting, I want to keep this baby. But I need to know if you're in or out. No pressure. No guilt. I can do this alone if I have to. I've done hard things alone before. You won't have to. She looks at me. You mean that I'm a captain. I don't abandon my crew. And you're not just crew. Not anymore. What am I? You're my first mate in more ways than one. You're the person I trust with my ship and my life and everything. Everything else? Her eyes fill with tears. She blinks them back. That's the cheesiest thing you've ever said. I'm a sailor. We're not known for poetry. We're known for staying alive and getting the job done. It was perfect. I know. I'm honest. I gather the crew on the deck the next morning. Giddy. Marco. Paolo. They're all there looking confused. Listen up. I have an announcement. You're finally admitting Tatum's a better sailor than you, Giddy asks. No. She's pregnant. It's mine. Silence. Marco drops his coffee mug. It shatters on the deck. Paolo stares at me with wide eyes. Giddy grins. I knew it. I knew it. You two have been giving each other looks for weeks. Marco. You owe me $50. You bet on us, Tatum asks. Of course we bet on you. There's nothing else to do at sea. Who bet against Paolo? He thought you were just professional colleagues. We are professional colleagues. Isai, we're just also making a baby. Giddy finishes. Congratulations. Captain, you, too. Tatum, you're going to be a hell of a mother. You think so? I know so. You saved the anchor. You can save anything. Tatum's eyes get wet. She blinks rapidly. For the record, she says, I'm still the best mechanic in the harbor. Nobody's disputing that. Isai, good. Just so we're clear. And I'm still going to argue with every stupid order. There are no stupid orders. The one about the engine timing was stupid. That was illegitimate. It was stupid. Captain, I fixed it anyway. That's what I do. Giddy laughs. You two are going to be insufferable. I can't wait. The next few months are a careful dance. Tatum stays ashore. She can't work in the engine room while pregnant. The fumes are too dangerous. She hates it. I'm a mechanics. I'm supposed to be on the ship. Not sitting at home watching daytime TV. You're growing a human. That's more important than fixing engines. Fixing engines is important. It's what I do. You can fix engines after the baby is born. Right now, you're on maternity leave. I'm on involuntary shore leave. There's a difference. She has morning sickness for the first 2 months. I learned to make ginger tea and saltine casseroles. She complains constantly, but also cries at marine documentaries. Why am I crying? It's a documentary about whales. Whales are emotional. They sing to each other. They're filter feeders. Coal. They eat plankton. There's nothing emotional about plankton. You're crying. I know. I don't know why. I hold her while she cries. She hates being vulnerable. I tell her it's okay. We start setting up the nursery in my apartment near the docks. The one I barely use because I'm always at sea. She paints the walls ocean blue. I build a crib from salvaged shipwood. You built a crib. I'm a captain. I know how to build things. It's beautiful. It's functional. There's a difference. No. It's beautiful. It happens on land. Tatum insisted, I'm not having this baby on a ship. I want a hospital with doctors and drugs. All the drugs. I don't care what your great-grandmother did in a fishing hut during a nor'easter. I want an epidural. We're in Portsmouth Regional Hospital. She's in labor for 12 hours. She crushes my hand the entire time. You did this to me. We both participated enthusiastically. Now is not the time for accuracy. Captain, right. Sorry. You're doing great. I'm doing terrible. This is terrible. Why do women do this? I don't know. I'm not a woman. You're not helping. I'm trying. Try harder. Get me ice chips. I get her ice chips. She throws them at me. Finally. At 3:47 a.m. Our son is born. Tiny. Perfect. With a set of lungs that could rival the foghorn on the seawolf, the nurses clean him up. Wrap him in a blanket. Place him on Tatum's chest. She stares at him. Her expression shifts from exhaustion to wonder. He's so small. He's perfect. He has your ears. Poor kid. Shut up. Your ears are fine. You just said he has my ears. That's not a compliment. It's an observation. I kiss her forehead. What should we name him? Marlin. After the fish. It's strong. It's fast. It's a survivor. Like us. Marlin. I like it. Also, it's not dried squid. You're never letting that go. Are you? Never. It's part of our story. Be me. Cole. 29. Still captain of the Seawolf. Still sailing. Still charting currents. Still arguing with my mechanic. Tatum and I are married. We had the ceremony on the ship, on the deck at sunset, with the whole crew as witnesses. Giddy officiated. He got ordained online specifically for this. Marco cried. Paulo took photos. Marlin was the ring bearer. He crawled down the aisle, with the rings tied to his tiny life vest. It was the best day of my life. Marlin is 3 now. He already knows port from starboard. He loves the engine room. Tatum shows him the machinery, lets him help with a plastic wrench. He has his own tiny tool belt and his own tiny hard hat. He's going to be a mechanic. Tatum says he's going to be a captain. Isai, he can be both. Both are good. As long as he doesn't lock anyone in any equipment lockers. That was 1 time. 3 times. Whatever. You locked me in a locker for 3 hours. And now you're my husband. Clearly. It worked out. That's not how causality works. It's how our causality works. Last night, we were on the bow of the Seawolf. Marlon asleep in the cabin. The stars reflecting off the calm water. A gentle swell rocking the ship. Cole. Yeah. Remember when you said the sea doesn't care about high school? I remember. You were right. But I'm glad you remembered. So you could forgive me. I didn't just forgive you. I fell in love with you. That's even better. That's everything. She kissed me. I love you. Captain, I love you. To mechanics. First mate. First mate. Right. You're going to hold that title forever. Aren't you? Forever. I earned it in a Force 8 gale. My face when I hired my childhood bully as my ship mechanic. My face when she saved an anchor in a storm and nearly went overboard. My face when I pulled her back and she kissed me under the stars. My face when she got pregnant and we named our son after a fish. My face when our crew had a betting pool on our relationship. My face when we got married on the deck of the Seawolf. My face when our son has his own tiny tool belt. My face when I'm the luckiest captain on the sea.